I'd like to call the special meeting of the Pinetop-Lakeside Town Council to order. We do have a quorum. Please remember to silence your cell phones while you're here so we don't interrupt the meeting. Item B on our agenda is business before the council. Public comment will be taken at the beginning of each agenda item after the subject has been announced by the mayor and explained by staff. Any citizen who wishes may speak on each agenda item for 5 minutes. On each agenda item for 5 minutes before or after council discussion. Questions from council members, however, may be directed to staff or a member of the public through the mayor at any time. I have a statement here that I have to read. Sorry. We have one item on our agenda this afternoon, and that is to consider the future employment of our town manager. Keith has submitted a letter of resignation, which the council will consider. I would just like to give my thoughts on how we got to this point. All of this council was elected to serve the best interests of the entire community of Pinetop-Lakeside and our citizens. I take that role very seriously and work hard to look at the greater good. We all took an oath of office, and implicit in that oath is to abide by the council code of conduct. Unfortunately, I do not believe the code of conduct has been followed by all council members, and that has caused uncertainty, fear, and mistrust among our employees. And for that, I'm very sad, very sad. It's sad to me that we've gotten to this point. I believe Keith has served us very well over his tenure, and we have made great progress in addressing our goals. None of us are perfect, and we would not be truthful to ourselves if we said otherwise. Keith has given more to this town than any previous manager that I have worked with here at Pinetop-Lakeside. The relationships we have with all our neighboring communities and the greater region is largely in part to his efforts to create those opportunities to collaborate. We now need to determine a course of action and act as a unified council to implement it. We don't all have to agree on what that course of action is, but we do need to agree to support the decision that is made. I want to emphasize that the town will get through this, and ultimately we'll probably come out stronger in the long run. I'm committed to doing my very best to serve the community and our staff to the best of my ability. It is my honor and privilege to serve this community, and I know good times are ahead. Thank you, and I apologize.
Mayor, I would like to make a statement also when you get a chance.
Let me introduce the item. Item B1 is discussion, consideration, and possible legal action regarding the resignation or other employment options for Town Manager Keith Johnson. At this time, I will allow the council to make comments. Councillor Phillips, please wait to be recognized. Go ahead and face
I'd like also to read a statement. As a town council member, it is my duty to advocate for the residents of the town and to ensure tax dollars are being spent in a legal and responsible manner. If during the course of my duties I identify what I perceive to be a problem, it would be irresponsible of me not to ask questions for a reasonable explanation. Recently, I was publicly accused via the town manager's letter of resignation of being part of a witch hunt for lawfully concurring with other council members to have an emergency meeting to obtain legal advice from the town attorney regarding a personnel issue. Asking appropriate questions to gain clarity is not a witch hunt. Any accusation of such is an attempt to harass or defame me. This is a violation of Town Code Section 2.08.110 under conduct and an Employee Manual Section 1207, which is false accusations. The town manager has publicly displayed a total disregard for policy and procedures established by the town. This behavior should not be tolerated from the manager or any other employee. Respectfully submitted, Jeff Phillips, Town Council Member. Thank you.
Any other council members wish to speak at this point in time? Okay, we have a number of public that would like to speak. The first one I would like to invite up is John Beeler.
I'm here to speak for Keith. I've known him ever since he started to work here. I'm speaking, when I speak to you, the council, I'm speaking with the permission and approval of VFW Post 2364. We're in Pinetop-Lakeside, and as many veterans as I could talk to when I found out that Keith had resigned. And so I was speaking for them as a veteran, as a 20-year veteran. And Keith has, to me, is 100%, 150% for veterans in this community. He has done so much work in this community to help the veterans and especially our VFW post. I know that some of the council people, you, Stephanie, and Sterling, have been a big supporter of us too. Well, through Keith's work with us, I mean, he's worked with our post. He's been a judge for our Patriots Pen. He's been a judge for a Voice of Democracy. And he's just overall gone 150% for our veterans and our post members. And I want to compliment him personally for all the work he's done. And I think one of the biggest things that he did was quite a few years ago is he called me up one day and asked if we could move the Veterans Memorial from the old building to the new building. So I said, well, I'll check with the post, and we did. And right now you look out there and it's very beautiful. And it's a great asset to the community. And through Keith's leadership, we have Christy, Tony, he brought the wall in here, the Vietnam moving wall. And that the town has turned around for me as far as the council is concerned, except a couple of you that I mentioned, that they have supported us tremendously. I can't speak enough for the town staff that helps me and helps the post get our job done. I know Lynn was one of our judges for Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen, which is in the junior high school and the high school. So we're a community service thing. We've been here since January of 1985 is when we were instituted, right after the town was formed. And we've worked with the town very well, but Keith has been the go-to guy for us and for veterans. And we're very proud of him and what he has done for the community, and especially the veterans. You know, I look out there and I look at the memorial every time I drive by, and it sure beats being over in the old place where we were over in the dirt. But it's turned out very good. So the veterans in the community and our post members all support Keith and everything he has done for this community. And I hope that he can continue to help us out here in the community too. I don't know what the procedures you're going to go through or what's going to happen, but I think that he's just a tremendous asset for the town. And he's worked diligently for us, and I'm real proud of the fact that he's done that, and can't say enough, so I'll sit down now, but I'm glad that I was able to speak up for Keith. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you guys as well. Susie Anderson?
I'm Susie Anderson, Mayor, Council. I've been with the town of Pinetop-Lakeside for 5 years. I've been in the Visitor Center, and I'm sure most of you know that the Visitor Center is not just passing out brochures. Alana and I are the first people that anybody sees when they come into the office. It has to do with public works people. It has to do with cemetery. And we are the ones, it has to do with development, houses. And if they're not there, then the people, we have to take care of all the business for the town and send it to the direct people that need to know. And I'm here to say that Keith Johnson is my go-to man. Anything that I need, if I've got a guy that's up there harassing me or bad-mouthing the town, I just push the button and he's right there. He and Kevin, you know, Kevin, if Keith's not around, then Kevin takes the reins, and he is one of the best managers, co-managers, or I'm not sure what the exact one is, but he gets the job done as well. I'm 75 years old, and why am I still working? I don't know. I do not know, except that I love my job, and I love the people that I work with. I look forward to my Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays till noon, which Kevin is 90% of the time here on Saturdays working, and I don't have to pull out my little mace gun and be protected all by myself because Kevin has been my back for that. I just can't say enough about how much I love my job. I love the people that I work with. All of the staff here has a heart of gold, and their goal is to take care of our town and our citizens. They go to all of the meetings, every meeting. Annie and Tony are out there in full force. Mayor, I know you are too. Not just for council or for town. They represent the Chamber of Commerce. They are a delight to work with and work for, and I'm saddened. I am extremely saddened that I don't know the circumstances. That's the good thing of being at the front and not behind closed doors in the back. I see what I see, I read what I read. And I just cannot believe that this is happening to two of the best men in our community. Everybody loves Kevin and Keith. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Betsy Peck.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Vice Mayor and Council. I'm Betsy Peck. I'm almost a 20-year resident here of Lakeside and Pinetop. Not in the town boundaries, however, but over the course of my professional life, I have worked with many leaders, and I can honestly say that the leadership of our town with these two gentlemen, and Christy and the rest, but specifically the leadership at the top, Kevin and Keith, has been exemplary. They are strong, they are kind, they have utmost integrity, they are out and about, and we see them at the library, we see them at the events, everything. They aren't, they take their job very seriously, and they have been nothing but professional with the highest integrity and compassionate. They care about each and every one of our staff, and they really care about our town. And the nearly 10 years they've put in, there have been huge improvements in our town. I've seen it. I am very dismayed and disappointed that this breakdown of communication has transpired. I don't know what happened exactly, and I don't need to know, but it's very disappointing that we're at an impasse and we're here today for a special meeting. And the prospect of losing the leadership that I've experienced is very disturbing. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy. Are there any others that would like to speak on this afternoon? I'm sorry. Okay, upon a public majority of the members constituting a quorum, a public body may hold an executive session for the following purposes: A1, 3, and 4. Upon a public majority vote of the members constituting a quorum, a public body may hold an executive session, but only for the following purpose. Item 1 is discussion of consideration, employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, demotion, dismissal, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of a public officer, appointee, or employee of any public body. Except with the exception of salary discussions, an officer, appointee, or employee may demand that the discussion or consideration occur at a public meeting. The public body shall provide the officer, appointee, or employee with written notice of the executive session as is appropriate, but not less than 24 hours for the officer, appointee, or employee to determine to be maintained as confidential or consideration should occur at a public meeting. Item 3 is discussion or consultation for legal advice with the attorney or attorneys of the public body. And item 4 is discussion or consultation with the attorneys of the public body in order to consider its position and instruct its attorneys regarding the public body's position regarding contracts that are the subject of negotiations in pending or contemplated litigation or in settlement discussions conducted in order to avoid or resolve litigation. The Town Council will discuss and consider the letter of resignation submitted by Town Manager Keith Johnson. And then the Council may seek legal advice from the Town Attorney regarding implications and available options. And the Council will reconvene in open meeting to consider taking action. Item B1, the options will be discussed when we come back out of executive session. So I would entertain a motion.
I move to go into executive session. I second that.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to enter executive session. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. We will enter an executive session. You ready? Okay. We would like to reconvene our special meeting of the Pinetop-Lakeside Town Council to order. We have three options, as you can see. One is accepting or proposing modifications to the resignation of Town Manager Keith Johnson. Two is place the Town Manager on administrative leave. Or three, consider termination of the Town Manager's employment with or without cause. Vice Mayor?
I move to accept the resignation of Town Manager Keith Johnson with 2 months severance effective immediately.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? This is a sad day for us. It was a very difficult decision and one we are not taking lightly. As I said earlier, we stand united in moving this town forward, and I'm convinced that we will be successful and continue having a great place in our community. And I would just like to thank Keith for his service. And I would ask for a vote. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries unanimously. Before we adjourn, I would just like to have an announcement that we had hopes that we could resolve this issue this evening. However, we didn't get there, and now we are without a town manager. So we have agendized a meeting for tomorrow afternoon at 4:45, and our intention is to appoint a temporary short-term interim manager until such time as we can get an interim manager. So that meeting will be at 4:45 tomorrow afternoon. Thank you all for sticking with us. This meeting is adjourned.